Hello! So for today's class, we are going to learn how to make a friendship bracelet like this one. This is super easy to make. So the materials that you'll be receiving today are these 3 straws that's already been taped at one end. You'll also receive a short yarn that has a knot in it, and also several yarns with 3 types of colors here. Okay. To start, you're gonna take the yarn that has the knot here, and then you're going to use it to wrap around your wrist. This is to measure your wrist size. Okay, so I'm going to pinch my finger there just to mark that. And if you have a pen or a marker, I'm just going to mark that there. Okay. This is so that I know how long I need to weave my my bracelet. Okay. But for today's demonstration, I will just be using a shorter straw. Okay. But for you guys will get the regular straw, and you will use the mark spot to indicate the length of how much you need to weave. Next, I'm going to take whichever color to start with. So maybe today I will start with blue. Let's start with blue first. Okay. Now with the blue, I'm going to take my straw and I'm going to wrap it around one of the straws, and then I'm going to make a double knot. So the tail, I don't want it to be too long. Just like that. That's one knot. And then here's another knot. There's a double knot there. Okay. All right. So now what I'm gonna do is, this is already over this part here, so I'm gonna wrap this one under, and then I'm gonna go over the third one like this. So as you can see, one is over, one is under, and one is over. And then I'm going to wrap this around that straw, right? And then I'm going to bring this one over and then under. So basically I'm going to just repeat this step until I'm happy with the length before I change the yarn. If I want to change it, you can make the whole thing in your in one color if you want. Now what I'm going to do, because I have this tail to hide, okay, so I'm going to weave that into my work. So I'm just going to turn this work around, okay, so that I know that I will catch it. So here is how I hide the tail. Same thing. If I go over one, I'm going to go under the next one, like that. See how that catches the tail? So it's now wrapped in the bracelet. So I am just going to repeat. So this is under, and I'm going to wrap it around, over, okay, under, right, and catch that yarn tail, right? So I'm just going to go like this. Then I'm going to push all the work up. Continue. Make sure to catch the tail. and I'm going to push the work up again. And we're just going to repeat this process until we're happy with this blue color. And I want to change colors. Okay, let's do a few more rounds before I change another color. Okay. So right now it could look like this. So every time that happens, you just, after a few rounds, then you just bring them together. Okay. So make sure that your weave is nice and together. Okay. Like that. Okay. Oops, I did not catch that tail, but it's okay. Like that. Okay. So always over and under. Okay, you know what? I made a mistake there, but it's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off the excess yarn tail. There. Haha. Okay. Let's say I want to change colors now. Okay, I'm done with the blue. And then let's say my next color is, let's go with pink. Okay, now to change colors, again, I'm just going to make a knot here. Okay, like that. And then try and get that knot as close to wherever you want it to be. Then we make another knot and pull. So a double knot, okay? Alright, now this blue one you can cut off. And then we just continue like what we did just now. So let's say that was wrapped over. Okay, so just continue. Okay, there. So over and under. Make sure I catch that. Okay, once you have a few rows, then you bring them closer together. There. Now it's nice and snug. So you always want to weave over and under. Here. Oops, I didn't wrap that around. Hold on. There. That's how I catch the yarn tail. Then after a few rounds, I push it tight like that. Now if you don't want to continue weaving the yarn tails, and you can always cut this off like that, so it gets out of the way. So here, hopefully you can see it without the yarn tails in the way. So it looks like that for now. And then what I do is I just bring them closer to the top like that. just continue until you get to the end. Okay, let's just assume the length that I have weaved is the same length as what I measured my wrist to be. Okay, let's just assume this is the size of my wrist, right? So to end the weave, you are going to make a knot, right? So this is the end of my my yarn. Then I'm going to take this and push it through to make a knot. Okay. Like that. And then I'm going to do that again so that it becomes a double knot. So if you're having trouble with this part, you can always call any of the teachers to come and help you. So just to make sure that you end on a double knot. Okay, that doesn't look like a double knot yet. Here. Okay, right. Now that's a double knot. Okay. Then you're going to take whatever leftover yarn you have. Okay, let's make this one shorter. So I'm going to cut about 30 centimeters. And I need 3 strands of yarn for this. Alright, so the first one, I'm going to push it through one of the straws. I'm going to keep pushing until I get the end out. So it comes out the other side. There. Okay. Now do the same for the other two. Let's use the white one for the middle. Okay. Just keep pushing it until it comes out the other end. Okay, that's coming out the other end. Right, and last one. Okay. There. All right, now you see that this end here has the blue tail end. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a knot. Make sure that both sides are more or less the same length. And I'm just going to tie a knot. Of all the strands together. Make sure that you don't pull this end to like all the way up, okay? Make sure that you still have some end at the back here, right? Then I'm going to tie another end here. Tie another knot at the end, slightly further away than the first knot that I made just now, like that. And I'm going to cut this. Now from here, Okay. Before we tie this end, I want you to remove the masking tape off from the straw, like so, and then gently pull the straw one by one. I'm just going to pull out the straw. Okay. Right. Okay. And then you're just going to readjust your bracelet. Okay. And here you want to tie a knot again to secure the end. Make sure you get all those yarn out like this, and then just tie another knot at the end here. Oops. Like that. There we go. And there you have it, your bracelet. Okay, now to wear your bracelet and still be able to remove it whenever you want. Okay, now get someone else to help you tie your bracelet, either your friend or your parent. Now imagine that this roll of cardboard is your wrist. Okay? So you're gonna wrap your bracelet around your wrist like this, and then your friend or whoever's going to help you tie your bracelet, okay, so they're going to make a single knot first, like that. Okay, that's a single knot, and then one side of the tail you're going to make a loop like this. Gonna wrap the other end, and then you're gonna pull that end through here. So you want to be able to have that little bow, a single bow there. Okay. So that when you want to take it off, okay, all you got to do is pull on the tail that has the bow, and there you can remove it.